Okay, perfect. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I welcome you to I welcome you all to our online Quran competition award ceremony. My name is Fariha Saidi, and I will be your host for today's program, inshallah. We will begin our program with Quran recitation by Sister Zoha Rashid. Zoha Rashid was one of our last year winners. So, Sister Zoha, welcome. Thank you for giving us your time. We will hear from you now. You're on mute, Zoha.
Sorry. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam, Zoha. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام ملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. صدق الله العظيم. He is Allah, besides whom there is no good, the knower of the unseen and the seen. He is all merciful, very merciful. He is Allah, besides whom there is no God, the sovereign, the supreme in holiness, the safe, the giver of peace, the guardian, the almighty, the all-repair, the sublime. Pure is Allah from what they associate with Him. He is Allah, the creator, the inventor, the shaper. His are the most beautiful names. His purity is proclaimed by all that is in the heavens and the earth. And He is the Almighty, the All-Wise. Sakallah.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that beautiful recitation, Zoha. And in this segment of the program, inshallah, we will have our speaker. Our speaker is Sister Reha Idris. She's currently the principal of Omar bin Khattab Islamic School in Calgary, which has a Tahid program. She also established the MSc Islamic School at Edmonton. She has designed education programs and training teachers worldwide. She has received and designed educational programs for many programs, including USAID. Mashallah, Sister Reha has received many awards for her work, and we're very honored to have you here with us today. Thank you for giving us your time, Sister Reha.
You're welcome.
Inshallah, we'll hear from you now, just a few words of motivational words for those of us that are interested in recitation and reciting Quran.
Okay. O my Lord, expand my breast for me and ease my task for me and loose a knot for my tongue, that they understand my saying. I seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the accused of the shaitan, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, everyone. I'd like to first begin by thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for gathering us all together here today for such an occasion where we are gathering to receive awards and recognitions for those who are in pursuit of learning and spreading the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us and protect us and bless us to be the best that what we can be. Ameen. Today I want to take the opportunity to first speak to you about why we need the Quran in our lives and why it is so important for us to continue to read, understand, and practice the Quran in this in the 2020s. I am not a native Arabic speaker, and my mother taught me the Quran when I was 6 years old through the Nurani Qaida. I struggled learning 3 languages. That was Urdu, which is my mother's tongue, English, which was taught in school, and Arabic, the language of the Quran. When I began the Quran, I struggled to read a page, as it took me ages to break down each word into sounds and join the sounds together. I looked at the many pages of the Quran and I thought to myself that I will never complete reading it. My father encouraged me by saying that if you finish the Quran, I will buy you anything that you want. And to me, that was enough. I did finish the Quran, and in case that you're wondering, my father did buy me what I wanted. The day that I read the last page of the Quran, my mother asked me to make the dua. I thought to myself, phew, I finished, thank God. After I completed the dua, my mother exclaimed, come on, Raiha, now read the first 2 pages of the Quran again. My jaw hit the floor. What I wanted to scream. Do I not get to enjoy finishing the Quran by not reading it for a while? My mother was adamant. No, she said, once you have completed the Quran for the first time, you need to go back and start again so that you do not forget it or forget to restart. So the day that I finished my first Quran was the day I started my second, and so on. I finished many Quran in Arabic, decoding and joining the letters. I got good at it over practice. However, I did not understand any of it, and that frustrated me a great deal. The year that I graduated high school, that summer, in my determination to understand the Quran, I took the English translation and read it from the first page to the last page. I'd been told that Quran had the answers to all of life's questions. Oh yes, I enjoyed the juz of the Prophet Yusuf's story, peace be upon him, and other stories of the Prophet. But I thought to myself that I do not see the answers to life's question as I was told. But I did not quit. I was curious. What is in the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us and has asked us to continuously read it? How does it answer life's questions? How does it help us? What makes it so unique? In order to find answers, I kept reading the Quran both in Arabic and in English. I'm still searching for answers and still finding them. Our relationship with the Quran is not a one-time thing, but it is a process and a journey that takes many years and should be a lifetime process. One thing is for sure, every time that I read the Quran with understanding, I find something new. It touches me in a different way and have an entirely different experience with it. There are many things in this world that we are asked to do when we are children, and we may not understand the true benefits until we're adults, such as drinking water. We are told that it's good for us, but we do not see its benefit or understand it until we are adults, or when we are asked to read or to do math in school. We may not understand the benefits of memorizing the multiplication times tables, but as we reach middle school and high school, we realize the importance of learning them, and that enables us to solve math problems very quickly. As our bodies need good food and water to grow and survive, our soul needs the Quran to keep it alive and on the right path. See, our bodies crave great tasting foods such as burgers, fries, chicken, and chocolate. Our hearts and souls also crave from the nourishment that we receive from the Holy Quran. The more you drink water, the thirstier you become. Similarly, the more you nourish your soul with the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more it craves and the more you want to read it and understand it. To this day, it takes me a while to memorize ayats and surahs from the Quran. I have learned that memorizing the Quran is not easy for me. What else I have realized is that I can use the education and knowledge that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed me with to promote the learning and the memorizing of the Quran. As the principal of Calgary Islamic School, I'm able to do that. At Umar bin Khattab, students not only learn surahs from the Holy Quran, but they also learn to memorize the Quran through the Tahfidh program, both girls and boys. As a principal, my job is to ensure that the school offers the best and excellent program for Quran, and it is not an option, and the students understand that learning and making the reading of the Holy Quran as a way of life. We all know and are aware of the benefits that the Quran brings to us. It is truly a gift that from Allah to help us lead the good in this life and the hereafter. Today, I'm not going to go over the many benefits of reading the Quran. I'm sure that those who are participating understand the benefits and the importance of spreading the words of Allah. We're all familiar with them. I would like to take this opportunity to talk about the importance of keeping our connection with the Quran in the year 2020 and beyond, and for us to rebuild our understanding and respect for it. Today, we need to build a stronger connection with the Quran more than ever. Today's world is impacted by pandemics, uncertainty, political turmoil, wars, love for materialism, and the dunya. We need to reconnect and strengthen our connection with the Quran so that we can follow what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expects from us and what our prophets, peace be upon them, asked us to do. We also need the Quran in our lives to bring peace to our hearts, to seek the knowledge and act upon it, to be aware of the signs sent down by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and use the signs sent to guide our lives and our action, to spend time strengthening our connectivity with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When our phones begin to die or we have poor connectivity, we do not charge our phones or move to we charge our phones and move to areas where we can have better connectivity. We need to plug ourselves to the Quran and recharge our iman and our actions so that we can be tranquil in today's turbulent world. In Surah Kahf, the determined youths were used as an example, as example setters who defied the ways of the dunya to follow what they believed to be the truth. You are the youths of 2020. Strengthen your Iman through the help of the Quran so that you too can set amazing and awesome examples in this world, inshallah. Make promise to yourself that whatever you do in this world for the dunya, you will at least read one line of the Quran every day for the akhirah. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that with all those that are gathered here today, may He guide us to use the Quran to follow the footsteps of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said, "The best of you are those who learn and teach the Quran." And we become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be in His company, and to increase our wisdom and our intellect, to prevent us from hardships and punishment in this world and the hereafter. Become evident for us in our favor on the day of the judgment, and the Quran becomes the cause of the multiple raises that we experience in Jannah. The Quran helps remove the fear of anyone or anything other than Allah in our hearts, and our hearts are free from sadness, grief, and worries. I pray that Allah descends Sakina on us, His Rahmah covers us with the angels, and Allah's mercy surrounds us, and that He mentions us for those who are near Him. Jazakallah khair for your time, and may Allah accept and bless you all for keeping the Quran alive through reciting it and keeping it alive. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much for your time. It was a beautiful talk, sister. I loved it, and I loved how you shared about the struggle the struggle of learning different languages for those of us that are Arabic isn't our first language, and we struggle with learning it, and we have to learn it from other members of families or sometimes even outside. Just if I could ask you just very few simple questions and some tips that if you could give us, what ways would you say would be easier to motivate ourselves to read Quran, or just to make that part of our lives for people who are struggling, for younger generation, for you that are struggling? what is the first step that they could take in terms of adding at least one page of Quran on their daily routine?
I think it has to do with the niyyah. It is an individual process. You can't force people to read the Quran. Even at the school where I am, there are students who struggle with this, and those that are successful are the ones that first work on their connectivity with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once you have that connection established, then you work on your niyyah, and with that niyyah, then it comes into action. So, and take baby steps. So that's why I said at least make the routine that you are able to read at least one line a day. And that's what I do sometimes, like, because I have such a busy schedule. I want my connection with the Quran to be there. So I have an app that every morning it sends me one line with the translation, and that I read it and it resonates with me. I think about it, I ponder with it, and that's what Allah wants us to do. It's not about the number of Quran that you finish, but it's what you take from it and its application to your life.
Absolutely. I can definitely say that it has worked for me in the past. And, I feel like with the Quran, it's been a journey. I don't know if I'm just speaking personally here, but I feel like for me, it's personally been a journey. It's like an ups and down kind of journey. It's hard to keep up always. And sometimes you do feel like you're falling down and then again getting up. That's how it's been. Just to ask you something else as well. It isn't easy to learn a new language. It's not easy to learn a language that you're not speaking or you're not familiar with. And when you're learning Quran, it is a process. It's a process to learn. And the beginning, it is difficult to even read one sentence correctly. What do we need to keep in mind when we're starting and we're struggling to read that? To keep in mind that it's gonna be fine. We're gonna learn that process and not to give up.
I think most of us, I see when, especially like the students that come into kindergarten and how they struggle to, the English language is as complicated, if not more, than the Arabic language. And when we have students arrive in kindergarten and they're able to join, we have students from different nationalities, and as human beings, as immigrants to Canada, we've learned to learn English, and not only learn it, but excel in it. And that's something that we've been put in sometimes in desperate situations, like your first day in school or your first year in school. You have to survive, right? And so, or immigrants coming in and they learn the language and they learn to speak it. So it's that same process. You have to understand it is a process. It's not one day. It has ups and downs. There's frustrations, and there's some people who are always going to be good at it, right? And there's some people who will always struggle with it. But we don't give up. We finish high school and we go into university and so on. And so it's the same thing, that you start this process earlier in life and you continue at it. What I used to do when I was 6 years old, or when I was in elementary school, is very different to what I do now. And as an adult, my focus has changed from actually decoding the Quran in Arabic to actually understanding the message behind, and that comes with maturity as well. So when we have junior high students trying to understand and read the Quran as opposed to high school students, it's a huge difference even within that age group of what they can understand and what they take away from it. So patience is it took some time for the Quran to come to us, and through Angel Jibreel and through our prophets. And so we also have to give ourselves that time to understand and integrate it into our lives.
Absolutely. It definitely is a process that does take time. For parents that are watching us right now and they are struggling to get their younger children at a very younger age to love Quran, to make them sit down and just read the Quran, what are some tips that you could give them to help them better make that process easier?
I think two things that I advise parents is establishing routine. So making it part of your daily process. Like I said, it's not the quantity of the Quran that the kids finish, but it becomes part of their daily routine. And the second thing is modeling it. Parents usually would ask their child to read the Quran, but do not model that behavior in front of that child. So it could be like that family moment where everybody sits with the Quran and you read as much as you can, and I'm going to read half a page or a few lines or a full page. But the parents have to also model it to the children. So mom can't be cooking away and say, Muhammad, go read your Quran. Mom has to turn off the cooking and sit with Muhammad and model that behavior so that Muhammad truly understands that this is so important that you stop everything and you do that. And that takes a lot of discipline for us as adults to be able to do that. One of the things that is that I do is whenever it's prayer time at the school, it doesn't matter how busy I am, I go and pray with the students, because if then when they see that the principal and the vice principal and teachers are praying with them, regardless of how busy we are, and we stop everything because prayer is so important, they also understand the importance. The actions are a silent way of expressing the importance of these actions.
Absolutely, yes. It is very important to show your children in action what you want them to learn. Just one last question that I have for you before we let you go is, I know we're speaking about starting the process at a younger age, getting the children to love Quran at a younger age, but at the same time, what if we have people that are older in their late they're in their late 20s or early 30s, and aren't really very familiar with learning Quran and didn't really have that process as a child there. Is it too late for them to start?
It's never too late. It's never too late. And that's the beauty of the Quran. And I think it's generally for, as an educator, I know that it's never too late to begin learning, right? One of the things that is comforting to us is for the prophets as well. They were revealed a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not when they were 5 years old or 6 years old, when they were later in their age. So that should be an enough motivator for us to understand that. And they didn't have the kind of facilities that we have today for independent learning. Today, learning the Quran and understanding it is accessible to us in our homes through the technology that we have available. And there are lots of groups and things that they can join. So that communication piece and access makes people have that support that they need, and they're not alone in that process. I don't think the age should be something that determines when a person starts. The fact that they do start and they spend part of whatever they have of their lifetime towards educating and understanding their deen and becoming the better Muslims that we are supposed to be, then that should be an enough motivator. There's no age kind of attached to it. But like I said earlier in my response, it's your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and your niyyah for doing it. And it can come when you were 10 years old, or it can come when you're 50 years old, right? But it's what you do with it. That's the most important thing.
True. Thank you very much, Reha, for giving us your time today. We appreciate it, and it was a beautiful conversation with you. Thank you to our audience for staying with us thus far. We do this portion of the program is going to be the portion where you've been waiting for a very, very long time. I know it was 2 weeks ago that we had our Quran competition. Being Me has an annual Quran competition where more than hundreds of people participate in this Quran competition. This year we had it a little differently, according to our new normal. Like other things that we did, it was online. Other years it's usually in person. We get to see each other, hear the beautiful recitations in person, but this year we had everything online. Alhamdulillah, it all went well. We had some amazing participants and with their beautiful recitations. So what we did tell you guys to wait until today for us to announce the winners. We do have 3 winners. We will only announce 3 winners here on Facebook Live. The first place, second place, and third place. We will not be disclosing anyone's scores on Facebook Live, just because it's due to confidential reasons. We are keeping that to yourself. If you do want to know what your score was, you can send us an email. We can be reached at atanbeyond.com, where all our information is there, and someone will respond to you with your scores. So for this, so we'll begin with our 3 winners now. We have the 3 winners. I am just checking if I have them here with me. Hopefully I do. Okay, perfect. So we have 3 winners with us, inshallah, and then we actually, before we announce them, we will have a judge here with us. One of our judges, we had 3 amazing judges with us on the day of the competition, and one of them, Sister Tasneen Shahid, she will be here with us shortly, and she will be announcing the 3 winners for us that are here. And Sister Tasneen Shahid, just so I can give you guys a little background about her, she has an ijazah from Sheikh Uthman Khan in the 10 small variant readings of Ashura Sughur, and currently working on getting her ijazah in the 10 small variant readings and 10 big variant readings of Ashura Kubra. She also studies several volumes of Sahih Bukhari at Al-Huda Institute. She currently teaches Tajweed and Tahfiz at Al-Huda Outreach Scarborough. So I am just going to see if Sister Tasneen was having some technical difficulties, if she is here with us. Okay, sorry about the delay. Sister Tasneen is just having some technical difficulties. She will be joining us here in about a minute. And at 1 minute, I would like to ask our 3 winners to also join us, please, here that are on our Facebook Live. Okay, so I would like to ask our winners, the 3 of them that are here that joined us, to please turn on your cameras. Do keep yourself on mute, but turn on your cameras here for us so we can see you. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you. Okay, meanwhile, while we're waiting, I would like to remind everyone that Being Me has other programs. We have more programs like the drop point sessions. Drop point session, most of you guys are familiar with this program, so please watch out. We do have an event tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. The drop point session will be with Farina Siddiqui. She will be joining us in developing personal resilience, so we will have an amazing conversation with her tomorrow, inshallah. To learn more about this drop point session, please make sure you join us tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern here on Facebook Live on Being Me. We also have our legacy tour. The legacy tour will be with Safia bin Abdul Muttalib by Dr. Sarah Hassan from Melbourne, Australia. And you will be able to, there it is. So you can see this on the screen. This is a program that we will have on Saturday, November 28 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be on Facebook Live. You can register for all these programs at attendbm.com. At the end of this program poster, just on the bottom, you see that writing at attendbm.com. That's where you will to register for all our programs and have the access to watch this program live, inshallah. We have other programs that you can find here as well. Make sure that we do have some openings right now for younger girls at Girl Talk program. So Girl Talk is basically a program for younger girls between age of 10 to 16. So we are currently opening another LIT program. So you will be able to register for all these programs. And for more information at attendbm.com, if you're interested for younger girls between ages 10 to 16 to be part of a program that develops, it helps you develop your leadership skills, you will be able to do that with LIT. But for further information, contact us. So I am going to see Sister Tasneem Shahid is here with us right now. Sister Tasneem, thank you for being here. If you could please turn on your camera and unmute yourself. I see it. Okay. Sister Tasneem, I would like to let me just repeat your introduction since you're here with us. So thank you to our audience for staying with us thus far. So thank you, Sister Tasneem, for joining us. Sister Tasneem was one of our judges in this Quran competition this year. She will be announcing the 3 winners. She has an ijazah from Sheikh Uthman Khan in the 10 small variant readings, Ashura Surah, I think, and currently working on gaining her ijazah in the 10 big variant readings. She also studies several volumes of Sahih Bukhari at Al Huda Institute. She currently teaches Tajweed and Tahfiz at Al Huda Outreach Scarborough. We are very happy to have her here. I would like to give the 3 reminder or notes that I gave earlier. One being that we will be only announcing the 3 winners, first place, second place, and third place. And if we will not be announcing anyone's scores live on Facebook. If you do want to know your scores, please contact us, email us, and we will send that to you privately. So Sister Tasneem, I will leave it to you now. So go ahead. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair, Fadia. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How is everyone today?
Great, alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. So before I announce the winners, I just wanted to let everybody know that you are all winners, in the sense that the fact that you have memorized the Quran, however much you have memorized, and the way you recite. And believe me, last week when I listened to all of you, subhanallah, mashallah, you all have beautiful recitations, and I wanted to encourage you all to continue reciting, continue memorizing, continue improving in your recitation, because at the end of the day, that is the point. That is why we are here. This is just an excuse to get you all out there and to inspire and promote the learning of the Quran even more. And everybody who did hear your recitation, they're all, the rewards come to you. And so please continue with your studies of the Quran. It is the only book that will be your companion, not only in this dunya, but also when we leave this dunya. This book is going to go with us. And we're not losing anything. We're not losing anything, but gaining and gaining. So you're all winners, and the winners that we announce here, mashallah, they gave a little bit extra work. They worked hard, and thus they get the rewards. But you all receive the rewards with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already. You already got your rewards. And I don't want anybody to leave this meeting feeling sad that they didn't get anything, and because you already gained a lot. And I hope I've made the point clear. So now, without further ado, The first winner I would like to announce is Sister Asya Atri. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. She's 10 years old. She's in elementary school and she likes reading Quran. Congratulations, Asya. We are pleased to announce you as our first winner. The second winner is Sister Aisha Hashmi. She spent 3 years at Darul Huda, Saudi Arabia, learning tajweed rules of the Quran. She aims to continually work on improving her understanding and application of tajweed and help others attain the same. And congratulations, Aisha. Our third winner, Fatima Khalid, she completed her memorization of the Quran at the age of 16. She is currently learning Qira'at through an online program. Qira'at are variant recitation styles. She plans to pursue Islamic studies for her career, inshallah. And congratulations to Fatima Khalid as well, mashallah. All of you sisters are very talented and all of you have proven that your talent and continue as I have mentioned before. And I would like to end with a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The example of the believer who recites the Quran is like that of a citron that has a good smell as well as a good taste. The example of the believer that does not recite the Quran is like that of a date that has no smell but a sweet taste. The example of a hypocrite that recites the Quran is like that of a sweet basil that has a good smell but bitter taste. And the example of the hypocrite who does not recite the Quran is like that of a colocynth that has no smell and has a bitter taste. The student of the Quran should aim at perfection in all that she does. She should be confident but humble, honest and trustworthy. She should be strong in mind and character and should not indulge the ignorant, but should spread the light of knowledge. She should be well balanced, disciplined, a pillar of righteousness, a leader in the quest for good, and a champion of truth and virtue. She should not accept oppression, but should be an advocate of justice and fairness. In essence, the student of the Quran should be in total submission to the will of Allah. I just wanted to explain a little bit about the hadith. I chose this hadith because this hadith basically reflects what the Quran does to your life. Once you have entered once you recite the Quran and you learn it and you try to beautify your recitation and try to get better at it, what actually happens? So the first example that the Prophet ﷺ gave was the example of a believer who recites the Quran. So the person is a believer and recites the Quran. So that's the ultimate, and that's where all of us are. So that believer has a good smell and a good taste. The Prophet ﷺ compared that person to a citrus fruit. You know how orange and lemons, right? People use them as scents in the room because they have such a beautiful, refreshing smell. And then they taste very refreshing and delicious as well. So the Prophet ﷺ compared believers to a citrus fruit because it smells nice and it tastes good. And that's what you become when Quran becomes a part of your life. The second example the Prophet ﷺ gave was of a believer, someone who is a Muslim, is a believer, but does not recite the Quran. And he compared that person to a date. And we know what a date is, right? We use them to open our fasts every Ramadan. They're very healthy. They do have a very nice taste, but there's no smell to them, right? A date has no smell. So when the Quran is not in your life, then that beautiful smell, you're devout of it. Then the Prophet says, and he goes into the examples of hypocrites. And hypocrites are those that probably say that they're believers, but they are not actually believing in their hearts. So the example of a hypocrite that recites the Quran. So they don't believe in their heart, but they're still reciting the Quran correctly. So just because they have Quran in their life, they're compared to a basil leaf. I don't know how many of you have heard or seen or smelt this herb basil, but it has a very nice smell, and when you put it in food, it gives a beautiful aroma. But if you bite into it, it's very bitter. So, but because the hypocrite recites the Quran, the hypocrite gains a good smell, but definitely does not taste good. And the last example is of the lowest person who does not recite the Quran and obviously does not believe. And fruit that the Prophet ﷺ gave is called a colocynth. And it's not something that any of us are aware of. It is a fruit that's found in the desert. It actually looks very bad. It has a very, very terrible smell, and it tastes terrible as well. So just to round it up, in conclusion, the virtues of the Quran in your life are many. And one of them is that you will emanate this beautiful smell, this beauty from your character to people around you. So once again, continue on this beautiful path because there is only success for you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Sister Tazeen, for those beautiful words of encouragement and for announcing our winners. I do have our top 3 winners here on the call still with me. I would like to ask them to turn on their cameras and unmute themselves. If you are comfortable with kind of just, I will give you about a minute to kind of just express yourself and say how are you feeling, how was your experience with this Quran competition. So if you are comfortable with that, you could just unmute yourself and go ahead. And let me see. Asya Paturi, she is our first place winner. Asya, would you like to say something? You would have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How are you? Congratulations.
Thank you. Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
Awesome.
And you?
I'm fine, thank you. How was your experience with this competition? How are you feeling about winning the first place?
I'm very happy because I have a new experience here, and I have a lot of friends here, mashallah, and I hope we can get fast to be Ahlul Quran.
Inshallah. Thank you, Asya. Thank you very much. It was great having you. I have my second place winner, Aisha Hashmi. Aisha Hashmi, if you would like to say a few words, please go unmute yourself and go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm great. Barakallahu feekum for putting together such a wonderful award ceremony for everyone and bringing in such motivational speakers with the tips and the advice that they give. I myself am in the teaching field and I'm very passionate about teaching what I have learned, as I mentioned in my bio. And it's amazing to hear these kind of tips because they're probably at the back of your mind, but when someone vocalizes them, it just becomes a great reminder and a tip for you to, follow again on your end as well. And it's always really encouraging, no matter how old or young you are, to participate in competitions. And it is really not about winning, but it just gives you a boost and a sense of adrenaline to, be competing and trying to get a place. And at the end of the day, it's not really about the place, but it's just about being part of the race. And it's a huge source of encouragement, again, to be participating in competitions like this. And I'm glad that there are organizers like yourselves who reach out to the rest of the community and encourage us to reach out to the Quran and read it and practice it again and again and give us a chance to reconnect. Barakallahu feekum.
Thank you very much, Aisha. It was a great experience for us to organize this event, and we're very happy with the turnout. And we were happy to provide this opportunity for people like yourself and our other participants. I know that our third place winner, Fatima, is not here at the moment. Fatima's mother is here to accept that on her award on her behalf. I'm not really sure if she would like to see anything on behalf of Fatima. If you do, you can unmute yourself.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you for being here, and Pastor salams to Fatima. Unfortunately, we couldn't have her here today, but congratulations to her.
Thank you very much. And it's my pleasure to attend on her behalf. And it's a very good incentive from you to encourage young reciters. And Alhamdulillah, Fatma is very keen to participate in competitions, Hifz competition, as well as Qiraat. And this is a great honor for her to, Alhamdulillah, she has participated through your platform and got a position. So I'm very happy for her.
Thank you. Thank you. We're very happy to be able to provide that. Thank you very much to all our participants. Everyone that participated, thank you very much. You were all you did an amazing job. So now I'm going to wrap up our event, and I do hope that everyone enjoyed today's event. For all our participants, that you will receive your certificate. So everyone is getting a certificate of participation. You will receive those through email, and if you should receive them within a week. However, if you don't receive that, you can email us, and you can email us at, when you go to attendbeyond.com, you will be able to receive that, or you can contact us through our social media pages as well. So before I wrap up, I would like to remind everyone of our upcoming programs with being me here on Facebook Live. I mentioned this earlier, but I would still like you guys to know that we do have a drop point session happening tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have our legacy tour that is happening on Saturday, November 28th. November 28 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have another program, which is the Power, I believe it's called Power Talk, Saturday Halaqa. So that is a Saturday Halaqa. That is actually an everyday Saturday Halaqa program at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You will be able to register and receive more information on all these programs at attendbeyond.com. So thank you everyone for staying with us thus far. Thank you to our audience. Thank you to our participants, our speakers for today. I hope everyone had a great time, and I will be seeing you guys soon when I'll be hosting the other programs for being me. So subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayka. Thank you and take care everyone. Bye.